Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, I am Mulyani and today we are going to talk about teaching reading and writing. As we know that there are so many techniques to teaching reading and writing, but in this opportunity I would like to present about the media or the method that I choose. I will choose a deductive method, and the media that I use it is about a recount text, and I will use skimming. Alright guys, let's start. The first one is about deductive method. What is deductive method? Yeah, in the previous video I have explained about the deductive method, and I am sure that you already know what is the deductive method. But here I want to inform you again about the deductive method. A deductive method is a method that starts by giving learners rules, then examples, then practice. It is a teacher-centered approach to presenting new content. And the second one is about why the media that I choose is about recount text. Yeah, as we know that there are many students feel more difficult to understand the context. There were some difficulties which were faced by students on recount text. The first one is students were difficult to identify the information in generic structure of recount text, like orientation, events, and reorientation. The generic structures inform the readers about information, like when the event happened, where the event happened, and then who was involved in the event, and then what was the series of events that happened, and then how and why did the event happen, and how was the ending of the event. The second difficulty was students did not really understand about language features on recount text. For example, using of past verb forms, as well as the first and the third person pronoun on recount text. The third difficulty was students' lack of vocabulary. On recount text, sometimes students did not know the meaning of past form and specific words which appear in the text. And the last, students had difficulty in inferring significant information in the text, especially to infer the implicit meaning and conclusion of the text. And the next one is about skimming. What is skimming? Yeah, skimming is a fast reading process to get the general information of a passage, and during skimming, assure students to underline the nouns, starters, and conjunction in order to make it easy to pick out the general idea and concept. Alright guys, and the next one is about the practice of teaching reading and writing. But in here, I'm sorry for not practicing it with students. But here I will inform you about what will I do when teaching reading and writing. In practice teaching reading and writing, which I will do, because I chose a deductive method, so the first one I will explain about recount text. Alright guys, a recount text is a text which retells events or experience in the past. Its purpose is either to inform or to entertain the audience. There is no complication among the participation, and that differentiates from narratives. And there are three generic structures of a recount text. The first one is orientation. It means introducing the participant, place, and the time. And the second one is about events. It means describing a series of events that happened in the past. And the last is reorientation. It means it is optimal, stating personal comment of the writer to the story. Yeah, and then the purpose of recount text is to tell reader what happened in the past to a sequence of events. And there are language features in recount text. The first one, the use of nouns and pronouns. For example, David, we, his, like that. And then the second one is the use of action verb. For example, went, spent, played, and extra. And the third one is the use of past tense. For example, we want for a trip to the zoo, like that. And the fourth is the use time conjunction. For example, is and, but, after, and finally. And the next one is the use adverbs and adverbs phrase. For example, in my house, 2 days ago, like that, yeah. And then the last one is use adjective, like beautiful, sunny, and etc. And the second one, after explain about recount text, I will show the example about recount text with the title is watching movie. You can see in PPT. Yeah. And the third, students are asked to read the text and can determine the structures of the recount text. Then after students read the text, students underline the nouns, starters, and conjunction in order to make it easy to pick out the general idea and concept. And the last one for students writing activities, students are asked to make a recount text according to the genetic structures. Alright guys, that's what I'm going to do when teaching reading and writing. Thank you for your kind attention and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.